Hi, welcome to Real Talk. Talking for real. This is Rebecca, and I want to talk about employment, the workforce. Yeah, that one. I've been trying really hard to keep a job, carry it down, but I'm having a lot of issues lately. Yeah. So let's see. First issue would be I was working at this place called Iron Skillet, and one second, I need a drink for this. And they knew when I told them I loved that job. By the way, loved it, loved that job. Make decent money. But when they knew, I told them that there was a chance that I could become an assistant manager for a Pizza Hut. And they were like, "Oh, good, it's a good opportunity." Blah blah blah. And then next thing you know, they don't want me to come back in. Well, come find out there was this meal that was ordered in and nobody came to pick it up. And I thought I've heard her say to comp it out as a manager meal because that's what she's had me do before. Well, I guess I was misunderstood, and that's not what she said at all. So they want to claim that I was stealing food. First of all, I bring in more money than they do put together every day I come into work. I can buy them all their meals. Okay, I bought 2 fish dinners, full price, every day that I worked because I was into the fish real good, real bad. On top of my free meal, I went out to the convenient part of the store, and I bought souvenirs. I bought sweatshirts and hoodies, and bought employee cigarettes. Didn't have any. And like I did all that. Like, why do I want to steal a $17 meal from you guys? Why? And lose one of the best jobs I think I've ever had. Makes no sense to me. Well, he says, well, it's all here on black and white, and I go by what black and white says. Well, then you need to get it freaking rewind that shit and go a different way with it, because not always is black and white right. It's not always right. But it wasted my time, because why am I coming up here trying to talk to you if you're not gonna compromise with me? So thank you for letting me come tell my false side of the story, and good day. And I should have just pulled the 20 out and said, "There's your free meal money right there," and walked out. But I didn't think of that till after I left, and I'm gonna go back in there. So anyway, miss me with that. But the point is that I lost a job, or I was leaving a job that I really liked to come help a friend of mine. He's a gay man, and I worked with him at Pizza King, and now he manages a Pizza Hut. And he feed me lines about I can be whatever I want to be. He can bring whoever he wants in. He had to get the store back together because it was falling apart. Had to fire everybody that was there, so on and so forth. Well, I feel like he kept pulling my leg again. So I had quit on him, and then he brought me back the next day, and then he gave me a book for training book for assistant for management. So I'm thinking I got some hope in there after all. And then the other night, it's all about the food. I guess the other night, one of the other managers was like, "Hey, so y'all want the rest of this or any of this? Because if you do, take it all out to your car." So when he comes back, I don't want to hear his mouth about how much we wasted. My car wasn't there at the time, so I had to put it in the other room, into the party room, until I left. And he claims I took that shit. He claims that I'm blaming another manager. He claims that I'm blaming other people as in myself. That I took responsibility for my stuff. Well, yeah, I know, and I do. But she gave it to me. I don't take responsibility for that shit. But I'll tell you one thing I am going to do. I promise you this. I will, no matter where I work again, I will never take or accept anything from anybody unless I pay for that shit. Because I'm tired of that. I mean, I got a house full of food. I don't need nobody's fucking shit. I've always been strong and on my and held it down with financially, even though it's rough. I've never had to take from anybody like that, unless I was strung out on crack. Now that was a little different story. I was strung out, took whatever I could from anybody, But I'm not like that no more. It's like, but he says to me the other day, he says to me, "You're my sister. You're like a sister to me. I wouldn't fire you. I can't lose you. You're too big of an asset." Fucking lies, I'm telling you. Fucking lies. Gay men, right men, wrong men, no matter. They all fucking lie, dude. For real. All of them. It's be myself, but yeah. And it's like the workforce, like they want to build, they want to live off your history of your life. Like, how can anybody move forward and move on with their life from doing what they used to do if you don't give them a chance to do that? Like, how can they do that? How can they move on if you don't give them a chance to move on? You sit there and you judge them by their past. I want to be a shift leader somewhere, somehow, someday. So I feel that I deserve that chance. You know what I mean? I'd be a great boss. I mean, I'm funny. I'd be serious when it needs to be, and that's that. But, I just don't understand the workforce anymore. Like, you got this gay guy and his boyfriend working together, and they fight every day, at each other's throats every day. Hell, he lets his boyfriend leave for an hour and a half at a time, 2 or 3 times during the shift. He leaves for a decent amount of time, but he is the manager. But I mean, I ain't been asked to go on break, you know what I mean? I've been there for 7, 8 hours, and I don't even get a break. I have to get my own break. And I go out there to smoke a cigarette, and he tells me, you only been here for 30 minutes. No, I haven't. I've been here for almost 3 hours. I need a cigarette, because I was getting stressed out from this bickering that these two were doing. And over this, and then fighting with me, or want to run his mouth at me over some damn food that he swears I took or stole or whatever. But the point is, he told me to clock out. I said, no, you clock me out. You don't want me here, you clock me out. And I guess he did, because he came outside and it says, go home. I said, I plan to. No, he's trying to switch his words around on me. He thinks that he's got the boss, and the boss of that boss wrapped around his finger, that he can't be touched or hurt in any way, shape, or form, and he's got life twisted. There's always someone bigger than you. You can always get your reputation destroyed. Okay, so not that I'm trying to do that, but I'm just tired of people destroying mine. Like, I have a family to feed too. Like, I'm so heartbroken over this, and you don't believe me? I mean, when did you stop believing me? Like, I have no reason to lie to him about anything. All I have to do is ask him if I need something. I don't know. But it is what it is, But thank you for listening to me, workforce. People want jobs. People are trying to make their lives better. They can't do that if you don't give them a chance to do that. You run a background check and you see, oh, there's a theft charge from 7 years ago, and you want to use that. Why you don't hire them? That's not fair. It's not fair at all. People want to know why the workforce percentage is down. There's one of your answers right there. Because they won't hire them because they're felons. So what do? We go back into the streets. We go back into what we're used to. What we did to survive, to live, to earn our money, to get what we can to make it to the next day, to support our kids, our family. If we can have opportunity at work, then why can't we? We shouldn't be judged for that. That's not our fault. Because people who want to stereotype and be judgmental, they're wrong for that. They just are. They're wrong for that. If there is a certain amount of time, space in between the time they committed a crime, the time and then up to now, and it's a good, decent space between it, and they ain't got no trouble since then, I don't see why they can't have a freaking chance. Okay, I got theft charges on mine. Mine ain't from robbery. Mine ain't from stealing out of a safe or stealing out of a cash register. Mine's simply for stealing a little stupid item back in the day, and I was smoking that shit and wanted to get high and do whatever I had to do to get my next fix. That's what that was about. It had nothing to do with stealing from a company or a family or anything like that. Like, it's just wrong for them to judge me for that. And it's been over 7 years. Like 7 years since I took anything from anybody, so I don't see why I can't have a chance. But don't lie to me, tell me I do and don't. And then people think because you got other managers working for you that like, just because they don't tell you the truth, like they're the ones that are being honest. You take their side because of their label. It's nothing. People, the higher ups, people want to take their sides because of their labels, not because of who they are. Listen to their side. They do it because of what they're labeled as. Manager, assistant manager, CEO, whatever, And the funny thing about it is these days, it's mostly the ones like that are doing all the crimes. Police officers, priests, I mean, shit. You want to sit there and point your fingers at us drug users or alcoholics or people who stolen 7 years ago. Shit like that. That's crazy. It's fucked up. How short society is these days. And the struggle is very real. Very, very real. I mean, if I can erase my past, I would, but I can't. But how can I make it better if nobody gives me a chance to? So thanks for listening. Talking for real. Peace out.